This will be just a quick presentation to go over a few strategies you can use with individuals who may have difficulties with vision or inattention. The first thing I'll cover is field cuts. As mentioned in the stroke video, this is where a section of someone's vision is impaired because of damage to an area of the brain that processes information coming in from the eyes. These first two are strategies that you should probably use when working with anyone, but especially with vision issues, just making sure the environment is clear and that pathways to and from the recreational equipment the students will be using are free of any tripping hazards. With scanning, many people with field cuts have already learned during their recovery about scanning the environment around them to help them get a clearer picture, so you'll really only need to remind someone about this if they haven't mastered this yet, or if any cognitive issues are getting in the way of getting that skill down. With low vision, it's helpful to make sure you're in a quieter area if you're going to be speaking with someone, just to ensure they don't have to really strain to catch what you're saying if they're going to be relying more on understanding verbal directions. Now, that doesn't mean you should speak extra loud or simplify your speech to the point of being disrespectful. And same with reducing gestures. Don't feel like you have to glue your hands to your side if you're someone who talks with your hands a lot. It's really about making sure if you're giving important directions, like something that has to do with general safety information or information to keep them safe when using the adaptive equipment, just making sure you're using clear verbal directions. And when it's appropriate, physically guiding them through how to use a certain feature of the equipment instead of just a visual demonstration. Something else that can be useful is putting bright colors on objects or equipment parts that the student should attend to, like putting bright tape on handlebars. That can just help that piece stand out more. So last up, these are a few strategies when working with folks who have left inattention, either from a stroke or a brain injury. So again, left inattention is when that awareness of sensory information from that side isn't coming in and the individual has difficulty noticing and responding to things to their left. Again, adding bright colors to important features can help grab that attention a little more. When you're demonstrating something, try to limit any visual or sound distractions when you can, since inattention can be worse if the person is in a higher demand environment or performing a more complicated task. And depending on the goal of the individual, it's not really a clear answer which side to stand on when speaking with them. If it's something they've been living with for a long time and they're not looking to improve it, you want to stand to their unaffected side, so usually that's going to be their right. And especially if you're going over any important safety information, make sure you're on their unaffected side so they can really notice and attend to what you're saying. But you may meet some students who are really trying to work on attending to their affected side, so that's a time where you would want to stand to that affected side. So this definitely is a good example of the importance of getting to know the students to find out what their preferences are and what their goals are, because it can really vary from person to person.